So I've been an Epic gamer since I was like 6 years old or something. With games like Freddy Fish, Pajama Sam, all those spawn and click games, you know what I'm talking about. When I was actually 6, my dad gave me my first console. It was a handheld console. It was the Game Boy Advance SP, you know, like the clamshell thingies. And 2 years later, I finally saved up enough Christmas money, birthday money to buy my own console. That being my PlayStation 2. And yes, that's still the same PlayStation 2 I bought all those years ago. And to this day, the PlayStation 2 is still my favorite console of all time. Now, when I was younger, I didn't really care that much about music, but nowadays, I clearly do, because I have a music channel. But when I was like 16, 17, I really started getting into music. I mean, I had a dubstep and EDM phase before that. I think everyone had that phase. But when I was about 16, 17, a friend of mine, shout out to you, Christian, showed me Blink. I took her out, it was a Friday night. And I think it was Neck Deep as well. And I fell in love instantly with the genre, and I never looked back. So around that time, I really started to pay attention to the music in my games. So in today's video, I'll be discussing some of my favorite video games with their soundtracks. So relax, sit back, and let's just dive into some video game music. So the first video game, it's more a franchise, is Sonic. So in my humble opinion, Sonic has some of the best video game music of all time. From the classic Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2 by Crush 40. The Reach from the Stars from Sonic Colors by Jean-Paul Macluf of Cash Cash. Not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I don't know. Take off at the speed of sound. And my favorite Sonic song being His World by Zebrahead, even though it was included in Sonic 06, the most infamous Sonic game. But even the latest Sonic game, Sonic Frontiers, which by the way is an amazing game, go play it, it's incredible, has a song with Sleeping with Sirens frontman Kellen Quinn on it, and it slaps. Some more memorable songs are the Sonic Heroes theme and Open Your Heart. So the next game is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Not because of the music alone, but because of its visual style as well, and its amazing cast of characters. So yeah, the next game I'll be talking about is Cuphead. So Cuphead is what's called a boss rush game. And if you don't know what a boss rush game is, it's basically a game where like 80%, maybe even 90% of the levels are just bosses. And it can get pretty hard. And the music in this game is just fantastic. Like I'll let it speak for itself. All the music is played by live musicians, including a 13-piece ragtime ensemble, a solo pianist, vocalist, a tap dancer, and even more than that. The whole soundtrack was composed by Christopher Madigan, and the music just fits the old-time aesthetic from those early 20s, 30s cartoons. Some of my favorite songs are Die House, I'm Mr. King Dice, I'm the gamest in the land, Inkwell Owl 3, and the King's Court. So one of my favorite genres are roguelikes and roguelites. Now the difference between these two is roguelikes, once you die, you're dead, it runs over, you go again. Roguelites, on the other hand, if you die, you get upgrades, your abilities, your gear, at your base station, and then you go again. And probably my favorite roguelike is Risk of Rain 2. It's not your typical 2D or isometric roguelike, it's a fully 3D action roguelike. And the game is incredible. From the amazing worlds, the incredible ensemble of characters you can play as, the incredible boss fights, the enemies you face, and the music is just on another level. The music genre in Risk of Rain is mostly synthwave, and the soundtrack was composed by Chris, and I'm just gonna put his last name here because it's impossible to pronounce. So the soundtrack can be categorized in two different types of songs. So you got the stage songs and you got the boss songs. I know it's pretty obvious what both are, but I'm gonna explain anyway. So these stage songs are the songs you hear when, frankly enough, you're running around, finding items, killing enemies, and looting stuff in different stages. And the boss songs are the songs that play when you summon a boss from a teleporter. It's pretty self-explanatory, I know, but it's whatever. Some of my favorite texts from this OST are, this is a ridiculous name by the way, this really could be like a 2000 emo song. A glacier eventually farts, and don't you listen to the song of life? The rain formerly known as purple and con lentitude polderosa or something, I don't know what it means. So yeah, those are my favorite Risk of Rain 2 songs. Oh, and also for most of the games, I'll be putting a Steam link down below. So if you're interested in these games or in the soundtracks, I'll link them down below. You can check them out. They're all amazing games. And yeah, if you see a game you like, go pick them up. So my favorite game of all time is Kingdom Hearts 2. A game with a convoluted story, too many characters, and a protagonist with goofy as fuck shoes.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
Despite the convoluted story and the goofy as fuck shoes, it's still the only game that actually made me cry. And not only did it make me cry, it actually shaped me into the person I am today, without the goofy as fuck shoes, of course. And saying that, in my opinion, Kingdom Hearts probably has the best video game music out there. Now, the soundtrack was composed by a few people, but the most prominent name I could find was Toko Shimomura. And my absolute favorite video game song of all time is also on this song, and it's called Lazy Afternoons. It's, man, I just get so nostalgic and emotional when I hear this song. So some of my other favorites are, of course, Dearly Beloved. It's a classic. Sacred Moon. The 13th Dilemma. And probably from my favorite world, in Kingdom Hearts, the song This Is Halloween. And if you have not played Kingdom Hearts 2 and are scared of the crazy plot, please just don't look to the plot, just play the game for the amazing music, the great combat, the incredible and fun characters, and the vast Disney world to get to explore. So I've got one more game to talk about, and that's Hearthstone. So if you don't know Hearthstone, Hearthstone is a card game based on the popular MMORPG made by Blizzard called World of Warcraft. And if you have not heard of World of Warcraft, I don't know what you're doing, man. So I'm pretty sure Hearthstone is one of my most played games of all time. Like, I have no actual hours I can show you. So I've been playing Hearthstone since the closed beta, but nowadays I'm pretty burnt out on it. So I don't play it as much as I did before. But the music's still fucking fire, dude. Just, you get those cozy tavern vibes right before your opponent plays a 30 plus 0 Denatrius and fucks you right up. I hate my life. The OST was composed by Peter McConnell, and the original soundtrack without the added expansion only goes 9 songs, with my favorites being the main title, of course. Don't Let Your Guard Down. Ants on a Wall. So those were my picks, but I also asked on Twitter what some of your favorite video game songs were. And yeah, I got a lot of responses, to say the least. So yeah, follow my Twitter at Brewpact for more updates on videos, when I potentially might be streaming again. I don't know, I'm very busy at the moment. And more random shit posting, probably. So the first response I got was from a good friend of mine, Petrit_G, and he mentioned Animal Crossing and Mario Kart. And another friend of mine called Numi just said Nintendo in general. And yeah, Yeah, I have to agree. Nintendo has some iconic music in their library. From the iconic original Mario song, Zelda's Lullaby, to the Able Sister from Animal Crossing, Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii.
You just got coconut mauled. Share this with all your friends to totally coconut maul them.
And so much more. So yeah, Nintendo really is up there. Peter here mentioned Doom. And even though there's a lot of drama between Mick Gordon and like Bethesda right now, I'm not gonna look into that. But yeah, the Doom soundtrack is incredible. It's just the perfect soundtrack for slaying demons, for the fast-paced action that Doom provides, and it's fucking metal as fuck. So my boy Tidis here, he's a RuneScape streamer. Rhodes, you already know. Yeah, I already know. QC Shanty 2. I also saw Iskea and Luik saying Bioshock. And Luik even linked a song from Bioshock right here. From Bioshock Infinite, actually. Also one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game to death. And I have to agree, it's an amazing song. I listened to the whole score once again, and it's amazing. It fits the vibe of the game. And even the original 2 Bioshocks before Infinite have incredible songs and fit the atmosphere of Rapture incredibly well. So my buddy Krotz here, he begged me, he rampaged my DMs to include this, not only the specific game, but I'm gonna be taking the whole franchise in account. He only mentioned Final Fantasy XIV, the MMO, and I have to agree, yeah. I'm not only gonna talk about Final Fantasy XIV here, I'm gonna talk about Final Fantasy in general, because I have to say, Square probably has the best video game music in the whole industry. I know a lot of people will disagree and say Nintendo has better ones, but I'm fucking putting my foot down and I'm saying Square has the best video game music of all time. I mean, just listen to One Wing Angel. I have no words for this song. It's... fuck me, it's incredible. So yeah, those are my picks, and those were the community picks for video game songs. If you think I forgot 1 or 2 songs, or even fucking 20 songs, which I definitely have, I'll probably do a part 2 of this video. Please leave them down below in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll be trying to upload once a month. Also like the video if you agree with my picks, and leave a comment with your favorite video game song of all time or your favorite video game, and I'll see you around.